Hey, Tom here. Welcome to part 2 of the Nemo Hornet 2P refurb. I've been messing with the poles. I think I've got it to the point where it's going to work pretty well. The original pitch that I did with the Big Agnes Tiger Wall UL2 poles was a little tight, and the hub that has the 3-pole connecting to it was not really in a good place. It was putting a lot of stress on the tent and not a good thing. So replacing that with the Nemo hub, which also has a narrower spread on the 2-pole side, what I did was removed one segment from the single pole side in an effort to move this hub over toward the single pole end. And also I replaced these short poles with longer poles. These 2 longer poles are left over from the spreader bar, which I don't need. There was only one issue. Because the spreader bar came together, there were 2 pieces like so. One end had this insert. I couldn't use that with the way the poles are set up, so I had to remove this, and it was kind of a pain. First I broke this off as flat as I could and then used a couple of drill bits to drill this out. Took a while. I had to be careful because I didn't want to damage the pole itself, and actually I did scuff the segment a bit here. There's a tiny split about, I don't know, 3/16 of an inch long and of maybe a fingernail width. I don't think it's going to impact the way this works. It still seems pretty strong, and there isn't much flexing at this joint. And also this is the bottom pole, so it doesn't get much stress. If I think it isn't going to work well, I will maybe put some JB weld on this, or at least wrap it with a couple layers of good repair tape. So let's take this outside, set it up, and see how well it works. Come on with me. Here's a little walk around with the rainfly off. You can see the spreader bar right here is much closer to the hub. It was down about here. Sidewalls look pretty good. Best on the ends. The sides aren't great, but there's this neat little cord here that goes out to the rainfly and keeps things more vertical. Overall, pretty nice pitch. I think I'm happy with this. I'll put the rainfly on, leave it overnight. We'll check it tomorrow. Hey, I'm outside with the Nemo Hornet. I've put in the modified pole set. It pitched pretty well. Also rained a bit last night, so I'm eager to open it up and see if any water got inside. I could see some water beating up on it, but it's a used tent. You never can tell until you know. So I'm going to bring the camera over and give you a closer look. You can see here where the hub is at the top, only about 5 inches away. Before it was way down here, and I think it was putting some stress on the fabric. This looks a lot better. Here's a spreader bar. Not bad. Overall, pretty good pitch. I'm happy with it. Let's open it up and see what it looks like inside. So let's check out the Nemo Tensor regular wide. I didn't blow it up, so use your imagination on that. So here's what I would consider the head end, and the pad is just a couple inches away from it. You can see it's got a few inches on each side, but to put anything more than a couple of 20-inch pads in here, and if you're 6 feet tall, your feet are probably going to be up against the end of the tent. This is a much smaller tent than I expected it to be, but for me, for one person, I think it's going to work just fine. Hey, that wraps up the refurb on the Nemo Hornet 2P tent using the Big Agnes Tiger Wall pole set, cheap zipper from Walmart. Managed to turn this tent into a viable one-person backpacking tent for overnights or more. Think that my all-in cost is about $185. Not bad for a tent that retails at $399. And this used tent is in really good condition, no leaks, no tears, no odors, no stains. All the things we look for in used equipment. So, hey, appreciate it if you'd subscribe, click the like button, but anyway, hope to see you out on the trail. Thanks for watching.